used to, in college, I used to work with old people. Where like, I remember the class in 1933 came, and I would like escort them around, and I drove a bunch of these older people in like a parade. And because of my piano playing jobs that I would have back in the day in high school and in college, I would meet a lot of older people. And I would actually listen to what they had to tell me about like how to structure my life and what really matters, because we're never going to time travel. But you can time travel in a sense by listening to people that have been through life. And not a single one ever would ever tell me that money or power, that they regret not spending time with their family or doing what they wanted for more money or power. That was never told to me. Instead, they would tell me how important family is and hard work and how fast it goes, and just enjoy your life and enjoy the moments and all that stuff. Okay. So then I lived in Hollywood, and I got an element of success there. And I would have friends that were movie stars, and I would date famous women. And I got to really, really see the future in certain ways of living. If you have a way of looking at the world that you require exponential growth, you're living in a Ponzi scheme, and there's always a tipping point. What people perceive as me being mentally ill, and they really call me mentally ill, and I really find that offensive. Not like offensive in the way of like SJW offensive. This froze. Let me make sure this is still working. Is this still working, guys? You guys still here? I'm just double checking. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. You guys there? Chat's a little messed up. The chat's getting maxed out these days. I was about to make a really sweet point too. I'm just making sure I'm not talking to myself. I've done that before, by the way. I once had a stream where I talked to myself for a full hour before I realized it wasn't live. Let me, NASA streaming 134 watching. Yeah, I know. Is this good? Are we good? Yep, we're here. Okay, so anyway, there's a great book out called Scale, right? And there is, you guys good? So when friends call me mentally ill, and I'm talking about friends that a lot of them don't have families, they have drug problems, just real messes. And what they consider mentally ill is someone that doesn't require exponential growth. And I don't at all. Not only do I not require it, I know the pitfalls of it. I know how dangerous it is. And my mom once told me when I was a kid that the thing you should want is enough. And so the point I'm trying to make is there's a level that you can achieve that is the healthiest you can be. And the person that can find that level, because if I got more famous, I couldn't go out without being mobbed. I couldn't go places. Like I get props sometimes. Like people are like, "You Owen Benjamin? Dude, I love your streams." Like stuff like that. Or like, "Oh, I remember you on Sullivan or something." It happens every now and then, and I take it as a total compliment. It makes me happy. But when I go out with the Impractical Jokers, or I go out with Vince Vaughn or Adam Sandler, they live in a prison made of gold, where everywhere they go, a crowd will acquire, and people just lose their mind. It's actually like if you live in that world long enough, you go insane. And a lot of people don't imagine what it would be like. But imagine everywhere you go and someone sees you, they just go, everywhere. That's the state of mind of a schizophrenic or someone with serious paranoia, right? Imagine everywhere you go, you think everyone's looking at you and people are following you and people are like freaking out when they see you. That's actually their life, right? Now, if I got any bigger, like I can do this with no writers, no producers, and I get to sit by my fire at my home and support my family more than enough, right? And I get to hang with you guys and talk about exactly what I like and not have to appeal to any sponsors or any networks or any of that stuff, okay? Any bigger, I would have employees, and then I would have to watch what I said because I wouldn't want, Like what if somebody that works under me just had a kid, and then I'm about to talk about, how there's no Jewish janitors. Like I would then have to, like, because I'm a compassionate person, I would probably start biting my tongue and be like, man, I can't risk getting deplatformed again because Gary just had a kid. And Gary would be like, no, Big Bear, I support you, whatever. And then this little kid would walk out like, please, Owen, please, Big Bear, can you not get me deplatformed? Gary, my papa, you know what I'm saying? So what people see is mentally ill. You got to understand, these people don't even like Joe Rogan or Dave Rubin or the people that I've mocked when they've like acted ridiculous. They just say, oh, and these people could have helped you more. And I'm like, dude, I'm already at over 3,000 people watching right now. It's so many people that I'm banning as many people as I can. I don't want any more. Like, check out the super chats. It's flowing. Like, I believe it's a mental illness to want exponential growth at all costs. Like, I'll show you my day, and then we'll talk about some stuff. So this is what I was doing right when some people were texting me that they were concerned about me. This is my son Walter, and we are playing with 3-dimensional blocks with magnets, and I made a shark. He was like, he wanted me to make a shark, and he was so blown away with the shark that he couldn't stop smiling. And then we wrestled, and we played games, and we played monster trucks, and it was because I could. And then this morning, I woke up, and Amy and I had a really leisurely breakfast with Walter and Charlie, and we went into the front room and sat on our couch and watched the chickens and talked about, their personalities. And me and Walter were on the ground playing with monster trucks. And then we did tuta. And we got to like really focus on Charlie's crawling. And we were like, no way, he crawled. And then he like looked up and hit his face on the ground. And, those things you can't put a price on. And the amount of time I've spent with people in their 80s and 90s that I listen to, that I don't put away in a little corner of a nursing home and say, oh, get the old people away. They don't know how to use the new Safari update. None of them will tell you to sacrifice that for exponential growth in business. And this very person that is telling me how concerned they are for me and that I've went insane, they don't have a family, they have no time, and they're very frustrated with life. The fact I get to say what I want makes people think I'm insane. The fact that I truly enjoy like times with Walter, or like today, I'm taking an unbelievable amount of pleasure in building my fence. And I got a great email from Westside Bear, who was a fence builder. And he said how much you can tell about a person by their fence, and what you can tell about human nature by their fence, because a chain link fence with giant barbed wire, you can get through it with just bolt cutters, but like any fence will dissuade people because they don't like even the most minimal, the most minimal thing will dissuade someone from going in. Like just the sound of a barking dog, even if it's a small dog, will keep your house more safe, because human nature tends to stay away from any challenges. It's just the least resistance they will go, especially criminals. That's one reason why rich people live on hills, because the amount of people that simply won't walk up a hill is unbelievable. And also he was talking about when you look at someone's fence and what it says about the homeowner, like what they focus on, what they don't focus on, stuff like that. And this is a whole world. And my fence isn't going to be that awesome. There's going to be mistakes. It's my first fence. But like the people that are out there trying to exponentially grow, they have no time. And what is more sane than to be intelligent enough and thoughtful enough and receptive enough and listen to people enough to understand that there is no way in hell, unless you're at zero or unless you're struggling with money, that's a whole different story. Do whatever it takes to climb out of that and feed your family and be safe and all that stuff, of course. But after that point, to me, it's a form of mental illness to continue exponentially at the price of your own family and your own ability of doing anything in your life that makes you happy.